Well, good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery with IIMFL and Smart Money Alliance. It is my pleasure to visit with you this beautiful Friday morning, April 16th, 2021. Today, we're going to have a concise training that's going to give you, hopefully, the understanding, the confidence, the step-by-step process of how to help people with our white label 60-day credit sweep. So we have the screen shared. It's a split screen here. So on the right-hand side, you're getting a look at 60daycreditsweep.com. That is our resource site for the 60-day credit sweep, to no surprise. There's the information request tab. There's a bunch of training videos. I shouldn't say bunch, several training videos here. We're always looking for more credit literacy educators to go teach Credit 101 and get paid to help people with their credit. And that's where the white label program falls under. And so there's some training videos for those of you that might want to collaborate. Again, be a credit literacy educator, teach Credit 101, and get paid. And anyone that's interested in becoming a credit literacy educator, you fill this form out here, and then we'll be in contact with you. And then also there's the free credit analysis tab. So I'm going to go back to the information request tab, kind of the home page, because this portion here, the inquiry form, is going to play a role in the process that we're going to talk about. So I think it is important to understand, well, what's this whole 60-day credit sweep about? Well, there's a lot of people that have less than ideal credit. And when you don't have good credit, it affects your ability to get access to housing, ownership, or sometimes even rental. Can affect your access to transportation. Some jobs are running credit, certainly getting money to start or grow a business. So the general premise that you need to take away from this point is people usually don't want just better credit to have better credit. They want the utility of better credit. They want to be able to use it to accomplish something that they're setting out to do. And it doesn't matter if it's housing, transportation, business related, the credit sweep may be a good resource to help them get that ball and chain off. So the 60-day credit sweep program, I think you all know this, but just to summarize, and you can learn more by going to the resource site, it is not credit repair. It is legal. We follow the Fair Credit Reporting Act, Section 605B. It is fast, have a very high success rate, full guarantee, great success stories, and those success stories are here. And let's see, what's the rest of the value proposition? We said success stories, and then we can work with people on payment plans. So with that being said, let's scroll back down, show the inquiry form, and get to our agenda. So again, what's our goal today? Our goal is in just a few minutes to give you step-by-step instructions of how to implement the white label 60-day credit sweep. Why would you want to do that? Help other people make a lot of money. It's those two things. So if you'd like to help people improve their credit and you'd like to make a lot of money, this might be the process that you'd want to follow. Okay, so we're going to make it real simple. Step one, in other words, the first step, what do we need to do? You need to get positioned to offer the white label 60-day credit sweep program. We've been told we could offer this as a $10,000 buy-in, but we charge nothing. There's no cost for you to be able to go out and offer the white label 60-day credit program. So should you be able to make $1,000 a day by helping a client a day, $2,000 a day by helping 2 clients a day? Very reasonable. Some of you do that, and others, all of you should be able to, but there's no cost to offer the white label program. What do you need to do? Well, certainly we encourage you to educate yourself first. Watch the embedded YouTube videos that are here on 60-day credit sweep, and you'd go across the tabs. You should educate yourself first. We're not going to spend time going through that content. Secondly, everything that we do with the 605B provision of the Fair Credit Reporting Act is described in the Federal Trade Commission guide. So I want to make sure that you've read that. You should be familiar with it. Thirdly, you need to become a credit literacy educator. If you've not done that, I showed you it's super simple. Go over to the career page and fill out this little form. right here. There is no fee to be a credit literacy educator, but there is a background check. And so, to no surprise, they charge for the background check. And then, of course, we'll provide a flyer for you to market for free. Okay, so that gets us through step one. Painfully simple, very important. Don't want to skip that. So let's get back over to the information request tab and get this form up here, because we're going to be using it here momentarily in the process. Well, we've covered this in other training before. If your goal is to make money, you need conversions. Let's call it conversions or sales. And if you want sales, then what you need are leads. You can generate your own leads. You can get leads from other people. You can buy leads. It doesn't matter to us. But of course, it's a process: leads, conversions, sales. So with that being said, then, we talked about the utility, the motivating factors of better credit. If you want to buy leads, then we have a lead resource. We don't get paid from them. They don't even cut us discounted prices for referring people, but they've proven to be a very good source of leads. And so now they tend to focus on small business owners that are looking for funding, and bad credit is a barrier. So that is certainly one of the motivators, but that's not to say the only motivator. Again, you could get referrals from real estate agents for housing, car dealerships, transportation, and so forth. So if you need help with leads, email me and I'll get you connected, and they will give you a discount if you let them know that we sent you their way. They do allow for filters now, and I didn't realize that initially. So if you get leads from them, you can pick, do you want new leads or age leads, or are there specific geographic locations? Do you want new businesses or existing businesses? And of course, do you only want really bad credit or moderate credit, so forth? But you can work with them. I'm not the leads guy. Just letting you know that the leads are readily available. So, and again, if you don't have leads, you probably won't have sales. And if you don't have sales, you're going to make no money. That'd be bad. So we need some way to get leads. You can buy or build, create your own, get referral sources, whatever you want. But ultimately, you need leads. The point I'm making here is, keep in mind that once you start working with clients, you're going to see some great success, because many of them know other people with bad credit. And I'm telling you, you don't need to overpay your referral sources. If you give them a flat $100 for referring you someone that enrolls in your white label credit suite, you'll get a steady stream of referrals, because the average person, an extra $100 is a big enough deal that it gets their attention. I mean, you're making 10 times that per client off the white label, but just keep in mind a flat $100, and you could do like a Visa gift card, you could do cash, however you want to pay your referral sources, it's up to you. But if you offer and promote that you'll pay $100 for each referral that of course enrolls in your white label credit suite, you will fill your funnel. Okay, moving on. So we've covered number one, which is to get position. Number two, we have to have leads. You can buy or build them. Doesn't matter to us, but without leads, you won't have conversions, and without conversions, you won't make money. Okay, now once we have leads, then we need to be able to reach out to them. And we recommend setting up a campaign. And this is not meant to sound too complicated, but we know the rule of marketing is typically it takes 5 to 7 touches to get someone's attention. That's why when you watch TV, they'll run the same commercial frequently, because usually it doesn't get embedded in your brain with just one exposure. So it's up to you how sophisticated you want to be. But if you really wanted to optimize the leads you receive, you would create a campaign where you're reaching them through 3 different approaches: phone calls, text, and emails. Now, phone calls, you could do it yourself or outsource it. We've hired a call center, third world country. They make calls for us all day, every day. And that's great. They make 300 calls a day for us, quite frankly. So you could outsource phone calls, or you could do it yourself. With emails, you could send them one by one, or you could set up a MailChimp or something where you have a drip campaign. So again, it can be very simple to get started, but certainly you can scale it up and make it more sophisticated if you desire to. And then with texting, text is usually the most immediate way to get someone's attention, because you're going to have their name and their phone number and their email address. And if you want to text them, you can just text one by one if you want. You can use a third-party text number so they don't even know your personal cell phone, or you can even get into text blasting or mass text software where you just upload the spreadsheet you're going to get of leads, and it'll simply send out all the text without you having to do much at all. So that's up to you. The point that I'm making is, if you want to be successful in developing client relationships, you shouldn't think about, oh, I'll just get a lead and I'll call them once, or worse yet, I'll just email them. Typically, you'll want to create a campaign that uses all three of those types of touches and reach out to them more than once. Don't harass them, don't bother them, but multiple touches over a period of time will increase your conversion rate. Again, you can do it as simple as you want to do. I'm just giving you some best practices. If you want to text it, here's some recommended text that has worked really well. You could mix it up if you want. 501c3 nonprofit offers 60-day credit sweep. Fast, legal, effective, affordable, guaranteed. Text me to learn more. So notice your call to action is you want them to contact you. You need to talk to the people. You need to show that it's credible, that's valid, that's legitimate, and be able to answer their questions. And you might say, uh-oh, can I answer their questions? You certainly should. If you've gone through the training, you should know enough to be able to answer their questions. Because again, white label means you're taking it out to the marketplace under your umbrella as your business, or under you as a sole proprietor, if that's the case. So we always want to be able to focus on the key benefits, whether you're talking to them or writing them, whether it be text or email. So let's go through the key benefits of the 60-day credit sweep. It's up to you how you want to communicate this, and you don't want to just drown them in information. So if you're doing a drip campaign, you might focus on each of these bullets and have a separate email, one going out every 2 or 3 days, for example, or even a text campaign. But regardless, what are the key benefits? Well, we're a 501c3 nonprofit, and this is not credit repair. And let's even change that. Let's make that a separate. Let's make that a separate bullet, because I think those are so important. So our program is offered through a 501c3. We're in good standing with the IRS, of course, which is where the 501c3 designation comes from. What we offer is not credit repair. Well, why would you want to hit them with that? Well, everyone's heard of credit repair, and a lot of people have had negative experiences with credit repair. So if they think this is just another credit repair option, then they're probably going to be less interested. What we do is not credit repair. We develop the legal documents that fall under the FCRA, Fair Credit Reporting Act, Section 605B. It is not credit repair. It's not dispute. Okay, and that gets us to the next point. So we're following the federal law. This is endorsed by the Federal Trade Commission, and we even provide you a 130-page guide that clarifies that. Okay, next bullet of benefit. It's fast. It's not immediate. It's fast. 60 days. That's why it's called the 60-day credit sweep. And we have a very high success rate. There's all kinds of success stories on our website. And I showed you, here's the video for the success stories. Let me scroll back to where I was. Okay. No risk guarantee, full success stories, we said. Okay. And then also what you always want to keep in mind is that you should have a very high conversion rate of people that you bring into the white label credit suite. Most of them will also become an access to capital client if you time that introduction right. And we'll talk about the steps here in just a second. So that means that you're going to also not only help them improve their credit, you're going to also help them get at least $100,000 to use as they would like. So what's the goal? What's the goal of working the leads? Because that's the step we're on. The goal is you need to collect from them money. They're going to pay you. You're going to set the pricing. Notice you set the pricing. This is white label. So that means you can charge them $1 million, or frankly, you could charge them $0. It's up to you. You're going to control the pricing. You're going to collect the money from the client. You can collect it via Zelle, PayPal, credit card, check, Bitcoin, chickens. It doesn't matter. White label means you're going out, you're pitching it, you're closing it, if you will. You're collecting the money from them. Okay, so let's get to the fourth and final step, which is implementation. So once you have educated yourself, you've got leads, however you decided to get those. You can just post on Craigslist if you want, or you can buy leads. You can get referrals from realtors, whatever you want to do, but you've got leads to work. You've worked them, and you've collected the document processing fee from the client. So now we're down to fourth, implementation. So this is why I keep going back to this. So on 60daycreditsweep.com information request, there is this inquiry form. And this is Steve. And so what you're going to do next to Steve is put in the client's name, the client's email, the client's phone number, because if we're going to implement it, we need to know who they are. And then referred by, you're going to put your name, which it says, and you're going to list white label somewhere. There's no exact way that you have to put it, but you have to list white label referred by Christian DeBerry, for example, on referred by, because if you don't list white label here and just put your name, then we're thinking, oh, you just referred it to us. You want us to go pitch it and close it and collect. And that's not what you want, right? Because you've already pitched them, you've already closed them, you've already collected the document processing fee. So you do not, in the white label, you do not submit here until you've collected the money and you're ready for the client to be implemented. It's true that you don't have to do white label. You could just put the prospect's name, email, phone number, and your name is referred by. Our team can go pitch them and close them, and you'll make a flat $100, which isn't bad, but you'll make usually $1,000 under the white label for doing just about the same amount of work. But so we're talking white label here. So on the white label then, so you've collected the money from them, however much money you want to collect from them, $1 million or $0, it's up to you. You've put them here on the inquiry form. Okay, so Christian's asking, what are we charging? That's what I'm telling you, Christian. It's up to you. You decide how much you want to charge the client. It's up to you. That's why I give you the example. You can charge them $1 million. You can charge them $0. It's up to you. Okay, so you've collected from them the document processing fee. I guess if you're going to collect anything from them, which most of you will, you'll fill out this inquiry form, as I just said. Now you're going to go ahead and submit the $839 to us. And you can submit it via Zelle, MoneyGram, or wire. And then we will send to the client the white label DocuSign, and we'll copy you. So obviously, Christian and others, if you charge more than $839, you make a profit. And if you charge less than $839, you're taking a loss. You could, the most popular price points that we see are people charging $2,000 or like $1,999.99. Some of you are charging $2,500. Again, that's up to you. Some of you are splitting that up where they're paying half now and half in 60 days. Again, that's your business. That's the beauty of the white label. You control how much you charge them. Maybe you want to charge them nothing up front and just collect after 60 days. That's your choice. You're still going to be following these steps though, right? You're still going to fill out this inquiry form. You're still going to submit $839 to us via Zelle, MoneyGram, or wire. We're going to send them the white label DocuSign, and that's going to copy you. Or we'll copy you on the DocuSign. Then once that has happened, then you want to go ahead and collect from them a copy of their driver's license, which is a proof of identity, and proof of address. Proof of address is typically a recent utility bill or a recent bank statement, ideally less than 30 days old. So it would be your responsibility after they've signed up, after they've paid. What you should know is in sales or business development, you don't want to create obstacles. So have them pay, in other words, sign up, then say, great, now let's go ahead and get you loaded. I need to go ahead and get a recent copy of a utility bill or a bank statement for proof of residence and a copy of your driver's license. So you collect that from them and then you email that in to us. That's what we need to be able to implement the client. Now, the best practice, which I made reference to earlier, is in 1 week after they've enrolled. So after they submitted their driver's license and proof of address, they're fully being implemented. What I would encourage you to consider them then is to follow up with them and say, hey, James, thanks again for enrolling in the Credit Suite program. It looks like everything's progressing nicely. I did want to mention to you, though, that you might qualify for $100,000 to start or grow a business through a grant subsidized program, through a 501c3. Would you be interested to see if you qualify for that, James? And what do you think James is going to say? Heck yeah. And so we've talked about that on a separate training, and I can even show you where that is, that process. But why would you want to do that? Creates more value for the client, and it's going to increase your income. And that takes us to the last bullet here. You decide what your pricing is, and you collect from them following these steps that we've talked about. And then, so you're typically going to make $1,000 or more off of each white label credit sweep. So it's not get rich quick, but there's so many people that need this assistance, and it's unique in the marketplace. Generating 1 to 2 white label credit sweep clients per day is the norm. It's what's expected. It's what we want to help you do. Well, if you do 2 a day and you take weekends off, so that's 20 weekdays a month, 20 times 1,000, or I guess it'd be 20 work days, 2 a day, 1,000 a piece, you're making 40,000 a month. So it's not get rich quick, but it's a good income. If you also turn around and help them with the Access to Capital program, which is the point here, then that will more than double your income. And I'll go ahead and show you, we had a training on how to bring people into the Access to Capital program. And so you would just go to iimfl.org, the career tab, and then that training is here. So this training will prepare you to do this. All right, so with that being said, let's summarize what we covered in about 20 minutes or so. The white label credit sweep is a great way to help people improve their credit so they are better positioned to get housing, transportation, business financing, whatever it is they desire. It costs you nothing to offer the white label program. You get to set your pricing so you control how much profit you make. We've gone through the process of how to get prepared to offer it, how to get leads, how to work those leads, and how the implementation process works. It's credible, it's legitimate, it's the real deal. I so encourage you to engage and at least give it a try. Give it a 30-day period. Just go out and enroll 1 or 2 clients a day for 1 month. Put 20, 40,000 in your pocket. And then at that point, if you say, I don't want to do it anymore, then stop. But who wouldn't want to be able to help people and earn income? So with that, I'm going to pause the recording. Stand by, please.